Hi, welcome to my library unboxing video. I started fully reading last year after a very long hiatus of not reading, but in such a short amount of time I've amassed quite a selection of books here. But I just moved, so they're all currently still in boxes, and I just got my new bookshelves, so I figured since I just moved, what a great time to start my BookTube journey and by just showing you every single book that I own, right? Well, you see this huge pile. It's a lot. So for the move, I just kind of wrapped most of my books in bubble wrap and stuck them in totes. I didn't quite have enough totes for all my books, so there's other solutions I came up with. But anyway, I'll start opening books, I guess. Why not? I'll show you my current read first. My current read, which is not going on the shelves yet because what I'm reading just stays by the bed or on the couch or on my coffee table, wherever. My current read is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So you'll probably see that in a future video. So you can't see, but I'm gonna pull down this big old styrofoam, this big old bubble wrap pile of books from the top here. Let's get into these. On the top here, we have Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Love Stephen King, huge fan. The Shining is one of my favorite books of all time, and I just read it earlier this year, and I loved that. Right away, we have another Stephen King book, Salem's Lot. Haven't read this yet either. You will discover that my TBR is massive. Also, I've never read any Colleen Hoover before, but I have It Ends With Us. I got this book used. I actually also got Mr. Mercedes used. I try to buy as much used as I can. I think that's better for the environment and for sustainability. So try to buy used as much as possible. Also, it's just harder on my wallet to buy all new books. Got this at a Goodwill kind of place. Everyone's talking about it's being made into a movie, so I figured why not try Colleen Hoover. I know there's kind of a stigma and infamy surrounding Colleen Hoover, but we'll form our own opinions. The Maze Runner, I also got this used at a library book sale. This is by James Dashner. Yes, used The Maze Runner. I know this was a big why dystopia, right, part of the Hunger Games situation. I read the Hunger Games, never read this. You got these two books here. Oh, I really want to read this so bad. I'm so excited to read this. Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga. I'm not good at pronunciations, but yeah. Dark Winter Days, studying astrology, translating poetry, taking care of summer homes, recluse, not so secret preference for the company of animals, then a Bigfoot turns up dead. Excuse me? Nobel Prize winner, which I didn't even know when I added that to my TBR, to be honest, but excited. Then we have, of course, classic dystopian literature, The Handmaid's Tale. But I think that's an appropriate read, possibly, for the current political climate. And here we have, I think I need a box cutter or something for some of these. The Midnight Library. I got this as a BOGO sale at Books A Million, I think. Actually, I've heard kind of contrasting opinions on this book. I've heard a lot of people say it's really, really great for mental health and depression, a great insight to that, and I've heard people who say, no, I've suffered from this, and this book sucked for that. So, we'll form our own opinion on that as well. It's hard to categorize these by genre when I haven't really read them, and I try to not learn too much about the books before I read them, because I don't want to get spoilers. All the Light We Cannot See, I also got this at the same time as The Midnight Library. Haven't read this yet either. This is definitely a historical fiction, right? This is a World War II historical fiction, I believe. I got this book for Christmas. I can't open it. Can you guess what it is? It is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Super excited to read this as well. I asked for this for Christmas, and my lovely sister-in-law got it for me. So this is a book of the month box. I'm not sponsored by them, obviously. I'm new here. I'm not sponsored by anybody. This might not even be a book of the month book in here. Oh no, it is. I actually got this after I moved. Cute. Bookmark says pause for dramatic effect. I actually like this one. A lot of their quotes I'm not a big fan of, but on their bookmarks, but I like that one. For this month in book of the month, I ordered A River Enchanted. After you become friend status, you can order like popular books that they've done from a selection of popular books that they've done before rather than just the monthly picks. So I picked this for January. Yeah, this is by Rebecca Ross. But I've been seeing a lot of people say that the January pick called the Favorites, about like ice skating duo, is really good. So I'm like, sheesh, maybe I should have ordered that. But the reason I didn't is because I'm not really a contemporary girly. I don't know if I want to say I'm not a lit fic girly, because I like highbrow writing, but I just like a fantasy or sci-fi setting. I don't like romance if it's not involving elves or vampires or aliens or ghosts. Those are the kind of books I like. My tastes are out of control. Let's do the other book of the month box, which is not filled with a book of the month book. I just shoved stuff in here. 1984 by George Orwell. Of course, haven't read that yet either. Going with Handmaid's Tale, and I don't know if The Alchemist belongs in that category, but that's where I have it for now. And now we have The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. This book has sprayed edges. I'm a sprayed edges book. I do have a lot of books with sprayed edges, and I'm not sure if I should put them in like their own category or if I should put them in their respective genre categories and just kind of have them all scattered throughout the shelf. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're gonna see how it goes. And I got that book on Amazon. So, and it came a little bit ripped. I don't know if you can see that. Which I'm annoyed about, but not enough to deal with returning it, because that's kind of a pain and I'm like socially awkward. I got all of these books, a trilogy here. Daughters of Smoke and Bone, Days of Blood and Starlight, Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. I've heard really good things about this. Is it a trilogy or are there more books? I don't know, but I've heard really good things about this series. So when I saw them at a library book sale for like 50 cents each, I was like, bet. And I just bought all three of them, even though I don't know if I like the first one, which I don't usually do. Errand Girl to a Monstrous Creature. That sounds like fantasy to me. Okay, we're on this side. Blood Heir, I've actually never heard of, but I got this at the same library book sale. And I had never heard of this before, but I saw that it was a signed copy. And I thought that was pretty cool. Wow, signed copy. And it was like $1 for a signed copy, and I looked up the reviews and they're not bad. So I was like, let's try it. Blood Heir by Emily Wenjiao. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. That goes in the big fantasy pile. That's probably gonna be one of our largest, if not the largest. I got this at, oh actually, and also Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. I got it at the same store as this book. I am obsessed with the store that I got this from, but I moved. Now I can't go there anymore, but shout out to Maze Books. Great store. Love you guys. I love the used book section. I would just go there. They always had really awesome used books. In like really good condition most of the time, because they take the time to really like clean and restore them, and they still sell them for a really good price. So sad I won't be able to go to you like every weekend anymore. The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Booley. Very cool cover. I like that a lot. Oh, should I be showing you all angles of the book? Probably. Sorry. Sounds like a really good fantasy book. This has been recommended by several booktubers I watch. And I have to get box cutters to open this, so I'm gonna do these first. And this is a book of the month book that I got. I don't remember which month it was. Probably December. This is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. I had heard really good reviews about this at first, but then I also saw some booktubers I like say, eh. So I don't know. I'll still read it, and we'll see if I enjoy it. Fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, the spooky fantasy. I love, like, dark fantasy vibes. The Grim Reaper is involved. I'm so in. This little tote here that I shoved some books in. Ooh, I've got some reading tabs in there. And a coloring book. Yay! A unicorn coloring book. Look, I colored this first page. Isn't that good? That's cute, right? I don't know. I'm not really like very good at coloring, but I was proud of that page. I thought it looked good. Oh, and I did read this book. I read this in December. The Liars Club by Mary Karr. I read this because Stephen King recommended it in his book on writing. And if you want to see what I thought of this book, then you will have to watch my next video. My 2024 reads video, ranking them all. Anyway, this is a memoir by Mary Karr. I'll show you these wild piles I have right now. They don't make any sense. Excuse you? You got an attitude problem? Tell the people. I also got this at May's Books, that used bookstore that I got some other great books at. A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. And I believe this is like a female, women's rights and women's wrongs kind of book. A female rage kind of book, if I'm right. She's just kind of going around eating dudes, I think, and that sounds cool to me. What does that say about me personally? Also, the person who sold me this book was like, yeah, it is kind of like gruesome, and I was like, oh, say less. Buying that. Next we have, I also got this at the same bookstore, May's Books, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, used as well. A Certain Hunger was used, if I didn't say that. There's something on here. I got it off. It came off. I've heard great reviews for this, great reviews for this author who wrote A Man Called Uva. Is that how you pronounce it? So I assume it's gonna be good. Everybody seems to like it. Even though I don't really like contemporary, I still give things a try. I am an anxious people myself, so I feel like if I'm gonna try a contemporary book, this is probably a good relatable one to go with. Lit fic, right? This is like lit fic. This one also has something on it. What is this? Was this box not clean? Oh, I got it off. Okay. This is Wicked. Obviously, the movie musical just came out. I've never seen the actual musical. I haven't seen the movie, to be honest, either. But I was like, I'll read the book. I don't know. I hear the book is like way weirder, and that sounds like vibes that I can get behind. I like weird stuff. I'm a big fan of weirdness. And it also has sprayed edges. So, and I got this used. At May's Books. Doesn't it look incredible? Incredible. Used? This was like $30 or something at Costco. Maybe a little less. But used? I don't remember how much it was. But for like 4 books, I spent like $30. So, anyway, that's going in the sprayed edges category. Okay, this is now empty. I had put this in here to like keep the shorter books from hitting the side. Okay, time for this box. There's something like metal clinking around in there, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was that I put in here that was not a book that would make that sound. I've got some box cutters to get us through this. God, that went really deep. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's bubble wrapped anyway. It's all chill. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Socks, not part of the unboxing video. Really cute little Mickey Mouse box with eyeshadow in it. Okay, that's not what we're here for. That was what was making the clanking sound, by the way, that Mickey Mouse metal box thing. Anyway, look, here's my cute bookmark. I got this at a used bookstore in Wisconsin, actually. Super cute. Oh, and that's where I got Mr. Mercedes. Yeah, I use that a lot. I also got this for Christmas from that same sister-in-law. This was on my Christmas list as well. It is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Yay. So cool. I'm very excited to read that as well. Like feminist literature. It's like a modern classic. Okay, I'm actually in the middle of reading this, but I've been taking breaks. It is... Do I put my bookmark in here too? Probably. Dragon Age to Winter Nights. A collection of short stories based on the video game series Dragon Age. I'm a huge Dragon Age fan, so I had to read this. I tried to read it all before Veilguard came out, but I did not succeed in finishing it. I'm here. This is where I am. Page 263. Because it's short stories, I don't really like to read it all at once. I kind of like read a book, and then I come and read, and maybe then I read a short story, and then I go to another book, and then I don't know. I don't like reading it all at once with short stories. And then I'm also in the middle of reading this one. But I paused this for a while too. You can see I have some tabs in here as well. But this is Stephen King's On Writing, his memoir slash advice on writing book. So I've read the whole like memoir section. And so now I'm on page 103. And I stopped there because I kind of felt like I might feel like I want to write something when I read his advice on writing. I'm kind of putting that off until we're more set up here. And then I feel like I could maybe actually spend time writing if I wanted to do that, if I felt inspired by this. So that's why I'm like just kind of, I went halfway through and then paused reading that for now. But if it's not obvious, I love Stephen King. I think that the way that he writes just really resonates with me, and it's the way that I want to write. I want to write that way. Like, he's just like in my brain, especially like his memoir thing. Like, so many of these quotes are just in my brain. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that in the 2024 video, so I'll shut up about that now. Yeah, that 2024 video is coming out super late. We're now like over halfway into January, but I had to move. This is not my book. This is my boyfriend's book. I don't know anything about it. He's a nonfiction guy. Like, I'm not really like a self-help book girly. It's just not for me. But the nonfiction I read is typically like memoirs or like about some huge event that I thought was really interesting that I wanted to learn more about. He reads a lot of like self-helpy books. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. So I don't know anything about that. Not mine. That's still gonna, it can still go on the shelf. We'll allow it. But he's gonna have his own section of the... Oh, well, let's do another one of his too, because I see one right here. Oof. So this is also Nate's book, my boyfriend. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I don't know, another self-helpy book, I guess. Not something that I personally want to read, but I'm glad that he's finding something that he likes to read. And this is coming up pretty soon on my TBR. I would like to read this soon before I forget what I read in the first one, Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the Caraval series. I thought the first one was okay. I'll talk about that in my 2024 reads. So I wasn't like super excitedly jumping into the next one or anything, but I feel like I should read it soon. It didn't make me not want to read the next one, you know. I'll still read this, but that's more like Alice in Wonderland fantasy in my opinion than like elves fantasy. This is technically a book that my boyfriend bought, but I've read it. I read this one. Animal Farm by George Orwell. I think that now is a really good time to read this book. I'll also talk about this in my 2024 reads, so that can just go in my classics pile. And oh my god, we can finally start on this huge tub. Are you excited? Should we do this, or actually really quick, let's do this little box here, because the whole box is not actually filled with books. Okay, we got some more of my boyfriend's books, I think. Yes, this is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel? I don't know, not my book. This is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Curse Word by Mark Manson. Also, I personally cuss all the time in my day-to-day life, but I don't know if I'm supposed to do that on YouTube or not. I feel like it's weird now, so that's why I didn't say the word. But yeah. I know my boyfriend really likes this book, and his best friend recommended it to him. He really liked it as well. Also, my boyfriend's book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I think he's liking this one a lot too, if I recall. Last few things that were in that little brown box. We have, what order is this in? Oh my god. You could probably see it already, but the Harry Potter series. The Harry Potter series, but actually only up to book 5. These are the ones my boyfriend had when he was a kid, and we just, like, when we were moving, went to his parents' house and grabbed a bunch of stuff, and they were like, do you want that, Allie? We're just gonna throw them away. I was like, yeah, well, I'll take his old Harry Potter books, why not? I did read the whole Harry Potter series when I was younger. But my mother and I shared copies, so she still has those. That we had all hardcover copies, but I don't have those personally anymore. So I took his paperbacks from book 1 through 5. I don't know how I feel about Harry Potter anymore. Not a big fan of the transphobia thing, so I don't know. Those will probably just go on the bottom of the shelf for now. Anyway, time to start on the big totes. Is this what you've been waiting for? Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, I put these or my boyfriend did for me, put these little humidity collectors in there so that my books wouldn't get too moist. Everyone's favorite word. The only astrology book you'll ever need. Funnily enough, my father-in-law bought this for me. He likes astrology a lot, and I think that's so cute. This is a really interesting astrology book. Actually, I forgot what is it called? Rising is? I forgot what that is. But I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer sun, Cancer moon. My boyfriend's a Libra. I feel like so many people in my life are Libras. I'm just attracted to Libras for some reason. My boyfriend, my mom, his mom, 2 of my ex-coworkers that I really liked. Oh, my hairdresser was a Libra. And she's super cool. I love Libras. I don't know. I don't think that's normal for Cancers. But anyway, astrology book. Oh, a cookbook. Joshua Weissman's cookbook. My boyfriend loves his channel, so I bought this for my boyfriend for his birthday. Ooh, just a little notebook. Nobody cares, but I drew this. This is my Skyrim character. One of my 20 Skyrim characters. Don't judge my drawing, please. I don't draw very often, and I'm not very good at it, but that's my Skyrim character. She was a necromancer, as you could probably tell, but she was like, I'm a necromancer because I don't have any friends, and so I'm gonna reanimate some friends. That was what I made up for her. Back to some actual books. And these look like some more sprayed edges, so that's fun. The Coven and The Cursed by Harper L. Woods. I think the sticker's kind of covering the author's name. But yeah, Target was having a 3 for the price of 2 deal or something. I don't know. And I just thought, wow, pretty sprayed edges. My brain go, sprayed edges, I buy. Unfortunately, after I bought those, I kind of heard that a lot of people think they're not very good. So yeah, but that's like a dark fantasy romance situation. Okay, so I feel kind of bad about this first book because I accidentally stole it from my ex-boyfriend. This is Roomful of Mirrors, a biography of Jimi Hendrix. By Charles R. Cross. I didn't actually mean to steal that. I just kind of forgot that I had it and never remembered to give it back, which is actually a horrible, horrible sin. And I feel really, really, really bad about that. Ooh, this I also just bought because it was really pretty. I got this at Maze Books, but I got it new, not used. I just thought it was so pretty. A book on witchcraft. Handbook of Magic, Spells, and Potions by Anastasia Greywolf, with illustrations by Melissa West. So cool, so pretty, and it's got look at that, that's so cool. It does have spells and stuff in here. I don't know that I ever plan to do any of that. I don't really know enough about witchcraft to feel like I could safely dabble in that, but I think that goes in the nonfiction category. It's like a cookbook for witches. This is also a book that I bought for my boyfriend. He hasn't read it yet, but it's Seth Rogen's memoir, funny stories from Seth Rogen's life. It's called Yearbook. He likes Seth Rogen a lot, or at least he used to at the time that I bought it. I don't know if he still does. Oh, honestly, I might donate this book. I don't know if I want to keep this. It's 13 Reasons Why. I read that in 8th grade or freshman year of high school or something, by Jay Asher. It got turned into a TV show, which was kind of weird. I don't really know if I would ever read this again. It is a dark subject matter. I remember really liking it when I was a kid and I read it, but when was this published? Because I remember it was a hugely popular book at the time I read it. 2007? Yeah, I probably read it in 8th grade, which was 2008 for me or something. Not to age myself or anything, but it was really, really, really popular. Everyone was talking about it at school, so I bought it and I read it and I really, really liked it at the time, but I don't know if it really resonates with me anymore as an adult. Not saying that this is good for your mental health. I don't recall. I don't know. I cannot be held responsible for that. You can't really see them, but I have some stuffed animals here too. I got Pikachu and Pancham. I was thinking I'll probably like decorate my bookshelves with some stuffies and I don't know, other cute things, so that's why they're in there. Oh, my dog's gonna go smell them. What you doing, Olf? Her name is Ophelia. From Hamlet. At least for me, it's from Hamlet. My boyfriend chose Ophelia because of the song by the Lumineers. I was like, Shakespeare all the way, Ophelia, beautiful name. People always ask, she's like, oh, where'd you come up with your dog's name? And I'll give both those explanations, and nobody ever knows what I'm talking about when I say Hamlet. But everybody knows immediately when I say the song by the Lumineers. Weird to me, but it's a good song. The Vegetarian by Hong Kong. I read this book in college. I was probably somewhere between like 19 and 22 when I read this, and I loved it. I thought it was so good, such a great piece of feminist literature, but I do see a lot of people kind of complaining about it now, and I'm like, ooh, maybe time for a reread. Maybe time for a reread. Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. I have a degree in English literature, and I still don't know how to pronounce Capote. Is that right? Or is it Truman Capote? I don't know, but Breakfast at Tiffany's. I read this in high school, but I have absolutely no memory of it, so I don't know, maybe I'll read that again. March was made of yarn. Reflections on the Japanese earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear meltdown, which sounds phenomenal. I remember this was part of my, well, this is by, edited by Elmer Luke and David Karashima. I studied abroad in Japan for like a month, and this was part of the curriculum for my Japanese literature class that I opted to take. I took Japanese literature and Japanese language. I don't remember if I read this though, to be honest. I don't know if I actually read this or not, but that sounds super cool, and I would really like to read that if I have not already. Ooh, I will talk about this in my 2024 reflection video, Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. This is a memoir of a Korean American woman, or girl/woman during the course of this book, and it was really powerful. Her mother is struggling with, or dying from, cancer. So that was a really powerful book. I'll talk about that in another video. Then we have The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I also will talk about this in that video, so I won't say much now. This is a historical World War II love story fiction. It's kind of based on real people, by Heather Morris. I'll talk about that later. More books. Sorry, I'm already at like 48 minutes of recording, so let's maybe try to speed this up a little bit. Okay, we have yet another Stephen King book. Two more, actually. This is Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. I love The Shining, but I think I will reread The Shining. I actually don't have my copy of The Shining anymore. I left that at my parents' house, so that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to buy another copy of The Shining before I read this, because I would like to reread The Shining to refresh my memory, because that's kind of like a sequel. Next book by Stephen King, Misery. I actually already saw the movie for this, but loved it. Really good movie, so I'm sure the book's even better, because Stephen King, in my opinion, is the GOAT. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Such a short little novella, but oh my god, this book absolutely destroyed me when I read it in, I want to say high school, potentially 8th grade even. I want to say high school, but this book destroyed me. Very good, 10 out of 10, but oh my god, that book will kill you emotionally. Then I have The Mysterious Stranger and Other Stories by Mark Twain. I'm sure that this was part of my curriculum in college or high school or something, and I didn't read it, probably. Maybe I read one or two of the short stories in here. I only kept it because it's Mark Twain, so I probably at some point will have to read that or reread that if I didn't already. Then we just have a French to English dictionary. I took French in high school. What you doing there? Thank you. Wow, that's so nice. You helping me open my books, Bobby? Where's your paw? Paw? Good girl. Yes, that's a good girl. This is Ophelia. She's wonderful. She's a sweetheart, but she might randomly bark super loud in my ear. She does that. What, are you smelling my hair? Does it smell okay? Mmm. Yum. We have here The Bone Collector by Jeffrey Deaver, not to be confused with Beaver. I bought this at a library book sale as well. I had never heard of it, but I thought the name sounded cool. There's bones. Actually, I'll spoil this right now. It's in one of these notes somewhere. The other book I bought at this library book sale was The Bone Witch. So I just walked out with 2 books of bone in the title, and I was like, I'm a simple lady. If I see bone in the title, I buy it. Not that kind of bone, stop it. Skeletons. Love skeletons. But yeah, it had good reviews too, so I was like, why not? I think this is like a crime novel. Next, we have books that are not mine again. These are both my boyfriend's book. The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. My boyfriend loved this book. He has 2 of them because one of them is signed. He bought this one before, and then at Books A Million, he found a signed copy and was like, well, I gotta have a signed copy. Of course, understandably so. So now he has both, and he reads the one that is not signed, and the signed is a display book only. What else do we have here? Okay, we have Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, a classic. My dog is climbing the couch right now. I don't know what she's doing. She's weird. Ophelia, what are you doing? Sit down, Bubby. What are you doing? She's probably fine. I had to read this in high school. I read parts of it. I remember thinking it was really boring, but I was in high school and it was required reading, so I don't know, maybe I would like it now, so I kept it. Classics. And then we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which I loved. Love, love, love. We'll read that again and again and again. Classics. This is Dress Your Family in Corduroy and Denim by David Sedaris. I took a comedy class in college, and this was part of the curriculum for that. I remember thinking this was good, but I don't remember anything about it. See, I remember, like, I read books, and then my brain just, like, resets after about a year, and I don't remember anything anymore. Oh, God, I just saw the F slur in here. Not a fan of that. Okay. I did read this one. The Troop by Nick Cutter. This definitely goes in like Stephen King category. This is his writing style reminds me of Stephen King, and I think he credits Stephen King in the acknowledgements saying like he reads a lot of Stephen King or something. And Stephen King actually put a quote on this book as well. So for all those reasons, I read this book, and I like horror a lot too, and I thought it was really good. I'll talk about that in my 2024 video, but very, very gory, animal harm involved, and that was really, really hard to read. Next book, The Whisperer by Donato Carisi. So sorry about my pronunciations. This is a crime book. I read it a few years ago. This was actually before my current reading spree, but not that long ago. I liked it. I thought it was good. Except I feel like I didn't like the ending, but I don't really remember. It's going in the crime category. Naomi by Junichiro Tanizaki, and I really, really, really liked this book. This was also part of my Japanese literature course in my study abroad program, and I actually read this one. Now, I don't remember much about it because that was a long time ago, but I remember really liking it at the time. I will probably be reading that again to refresh my memory on what about it I liked. I want to say it was feminist literature. A guy taking advantage of a woman or having a really, really young wife. I don't remember. Oh, I didn't even finish this one. Okay, so this is A Court of Thorns and Roses, and this is A Court of Mist and Fury. I read both of these. These will both be in my 2024 wrap-up, whatever you want to call that. If you want to see my opinions on these, I really recommend watching that video. I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm definitely going to talk about these. I did tab them a little bit, but it's mostly just like dresses that I was like, oh, I could make that dress. That would be cool. That'd be a cute dress. That's pretty much what all the tabs are. I don't know if I really want to spoil my opinion on these. It should say something to you that I don't have the third one. I thought this one was okay. I thought this was terrible. And that's like the most backwards opinion of anybody ever, like everybody who reads these says that this is the best, this is the worst one, and this is the best one. And I felt, at least from just these two, the exact opposite. This is not mine. This has got to be my boyfriend's, but I don't remember seeing this book in his collection at all. The Ideal Team Player by Patrick Lencioni. Don't know anything about that. Never seen it before. This is It by Stephen King. And yes, this is an absolute chonker of a book. Massive book. Over 1,200 pages. But I'll just fact check. We do responsible reporting out here. No, we don't. That's not true. 1157, counting the acknowledgement section. I will talk about this in my 2024 video as well, because I read this year. But this will tell you everything you need to know. This book kickstarted this whole year of reading for me. So, stuffy. This is Tibbers from League of Legends. Growlithe. I don't know if you care about this part. Fiona. Okay, let's do this pile here. We still have a whole nother tub to go, and this has already been an hour of filming. This is crazy. I'm probably going to cut out so much of my talking, me yapping about these books. We have The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. See, I studied French for 3 years. Can't even say a single pronunciation correctly. I really like The Phantom of the Opera. I love the musical. I even like the movie. Not as good as the live Broadway musical, but still good. She should have chosen The Phantom. That's all I got to say about that. That goes in the classics category. Then we have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've tried to read this. I mean, I was still like in high school and stuff when I tried to read this last, I think. But there were many times in high school and 8th grade and maybe college where I tried to read this and I actually thought it was super boring. Sorry. But I would like to try Jane Austen again. Obviously, Jane Austen was a fantastic writer. Obvious. I just said I was going to stop yapping and here I am. I think I'm probably going to read like Emma of Jane Austen and see if I like that. That might be more my speed. And if I like that, then I might try Pride and Prejudice again. My mom's obsessed with Pride and Prejudice, though, or at least she was when I was younger. This is all destroyed. This book is so tattered because I got it a long time ago. I was probably in 8th grade or high school. And I read it, and I loved it, I think. It's I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lois Duncan. I think the movie adaptation of this was probably horrible. But there was a Supernatural episode that was kind of similar to this, and I thought that was really good. I love Supernatural. I watched up to like season 10, 11, and then I stopped. Oof. The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. Big fan. That's a good one. I mean, they're all good. This one's destroyed. It's been loved so hard. Not Much Ado About Nothing. Of course, Shakespeare. Oh my god, look at that back. That's so bad. I loved this one too hard. That might have been my mother's copy, actually. She might have loved that too hard. This, I had to read in high school, which I feel like is a weird pick, but One Corpse Too Many, or was it college? It might have been college. One Corpse Too Many by Ellis Peters, and I did not know, since this book was just a standalone required reading for us, they didn't recommend the whole series, but yeah, I discovered later it's part of an entire series of books. Oh, Brother Cadville. See, I don't remember it now, but I thought this was so funny when I read it. I actually read pretty much all of this, I actually read all of this, and I really liked it, which says a lot, because I usually, just on principle, hated all required reading, but I liked this a lot. It's medieval-ish. Well, I guess it wasn't written during the medieval period. Wasn't it written in, like, the 80s or something, actually? When was this published? Yeah, this was published in 79. Yeah, no. So it's not medieval literature, it just takes place there. So why did I have to read that? Why was that required reading for me if it was published in 79? That seems strange. It must have been high school then. Because in college, I mostly was like a medievalist. Are we done? Oh, we're not done. It's okay. I'll open this while she yaps. And then I can yap when she's done yapping. I cut my finger the other day, and probably over a week ago now, maybe a week ago. And so now there's just kind of like a flap of dead skin hanging off my finger. It's kind of nasty. It's very nasty. we have Console Wars by Blake J. Harris with a foreword by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Haven't read this yet. I bought this a long time ago. Well, okay, maybe like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, probably. And I haven't read it. I like video games, and I was a book on video games. I'm gonna buy it. But I feel like the reviews are probably, like, I think I saw some reviews and they were not that great, so. Nonfiction, though. We'll be the judge of if it's great or not. Alice Isn't Dead by Joseph Fink, who was part of the Welcome to Night Vale. He wrote Welcome to Night Vale. I haven't read that either, but I do really want to read that, and I heard about it, and I heard cool things about it, so hopefully we'll like this. What genre is this? It can't be just crime, right? Is it just like a crime mystery thriller? An inhuman serial killer who is picked as his next target, and an otherworldly conflict being waged in the quiet corners of our nation's highway system, uncovering a conspiracy that goes way beyond one woman. The Algebra of... This is not mine. This is my boyfriend's. The Algebra of Wealth, A Simple Formula for Financial Security by Scott Galloway. That is my boyfriend's book. Money book. And then this is mine. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I will talk about this in my 2024 video, so please watch that. Overall, I liked it. It had its problems. This is what got me on Book of the Month. I couldn't find this book with a hardcover anywhere other than Book of the Month. They had the $5 code special at the time, so I joined Book of the Month just for this book. I thought it was right up my alley. A necromancer? Fantasy? Dude, we still have a whole other tote to get through. This is actually insane. This is my boyfriend's as well. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This is mine. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I know all the romance girlies really, really, really love Emily Henry. I'm not really like a contemporary romance reader. Like I said earlier, my romances need to have ghosts or aliens or elves in them for me to be interested. But I decided to give this a try because all the booktubers that I like really like this book and really like Emily Henry. So I thought if there's any shot of me liking a contemporary romance, it's probably Emily Henry, right? Well, I didn't like it. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll talk about that in my 2024 wrap-up video, ranking books video. The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. I really liked this book. I thought it was good. It was interesting. It was weird, and I like weird stuff. And I plan to read a lot more by T. Kingfisher. This will also be in my ranking of 2024 reads. This is not mine. This is my boyfriend's. When They Win, You Win by Russ Laraway, about being a great manager. This is actually going to take like all day because I still have to put all these on the shelf. My life is a mess. How did I acquire so many books? Dragon Age, The Stolen Throne by David Gator, who was the lead writer of the Dragon Age series. He's not now, unfortunately. Or, I don't know, he's been kind of weird on social media lately, I guess. I don't know, sorry. Controversial David Gator, I guess. Based on, again, the Dragon Age video game series that I'm a big fan of. I read this a few years ago, and I really liked it. This one's like a full novel. It's not like short stories. Oh, we got more Shakespeare. We got Twelfth Night. Banger. We did like a, in-class performance of this. And I was Viola / Cesario. The Forever War by Joe Haldeman. Sorry, the corner is kind of ripped off. This is actually my stepdad's book, and I stole it. Sorry. I read like half of this when I was in early college, probably. I don't know, probably 19 or 20 or something. I really liked what I read of it, and then I just stopped and never picked it up again for some reason. That was not intentional. I meant to read more of it, so we're going to give that another shot. That's a science fiction. Wow, that's the first science fiction book. That's kind of surprising because I think of myself as liking science fiction a lot. But I only have one science fiction book so far. That seems crazy. Okay, next we have Edith Wharton's Ethan Frome. This is a classic book that was part of my educational curriculum, but I don't think I read it, or I tried to and it was really boring. I definitely almost donated that. But then I looked up reviews and they were really good, I think. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll keep it for now. Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. I saw the movie for this before I bought this book. After I saw the movie, I immediately went and bought the book because I liked the movie. I was young when I watched it in theaters, but but people seem to say that they didn't like the movie. I think so. Oops. I liked it, but I was young, so maybe I just didn't know any better. But anyway, haven't read the book yet. I do hate that it's the movie cover photo of the book, but it is what it is. Plan to read that still. Oh, okay, oh my gosh, this tote is finally done after this. Oh, I'm gonna have to maybe take a break. Oh, here it is. Here's that other book I said I bought at that library book sale, The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I just saw it's about necromancy and I was like, say less. Say less. Haven't read it yet. Well, that's like a dark fantasy, I assume. It looks perfect next to Phantasma. And then we have The Haunting of Elizabeth Cray by Chris Wooding. I bought this at like a Scholastic book fair when I was a kid. And it's still in pristine condition, basically, because I never read it. But I like spooky books. I'll read it as an adult. Why not? Put it in the spooky book pile. Now we have... Ooh, The Fall of Gondolin by J.R.R. Tolkien. Haven't read this yet either. To be honest, I would like to... I read part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then just stopped, so I want to reread that. And I actually never even read The Hobbit. So why did I buy this? Because I love the Lord of the Rings movies, okay? And I still plan on reading all of that. This is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mulherin. I got this used at a book fair. At the book fair, the Novel Spot. Yeah, that's who I bought this book from. Haven't read it yet, but it's a romantasy. Thank gosh we can get this toad out of the way. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to show you guys this absolute mess of books. There's just books all over the floor. I don't know what's happening. One more tote, and then I think we're done. Okay, this one's not wrapped. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I'm super, super, super excited to read this. I've never read any dark academia. That's getting its own section, dark academia, but I feel like it's a genre that I would really like. And about Shakespeare? That one's about Shakespeare. The Shakespeare actors who do Shakespeare plays or something. So, it sounds perfect for me as a big Shakespeare fan. And here we have, ooh, this cover's tattered, but it was like that when I got it. A Sprayed Edges book, Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. I got this at Barnes & Noble, but the cover was you can kind of see there, a little messed up, the dust jacket, which is unfortunate, but like every time I go to Barnes & Noble, all of the books are like that. Like, they don't have any pristine quality books, which is bizarre to me. It's like people just pick them up and like mess with them. I think this is like a fantasy murder mystery. Okay, we gotta do something about this stack of fantasy books. We have another unwrapped book. Why did I do this to myself? A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. This is oh, I didn't put the Sprayed Edges book in the Sprayed Edges category. This is also a Sprayed Edges book. Beautiful. I really, really, really wanted those blue metallic sprayed edges. I needed them. Romantasy. Haven't read that yet either. Oh, we have When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker with beautiful sprayed edges as well. That is also a fantasy book. Oh, I got this used. This is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. I saw Jack Edwards talk about this book, so that's why I bought it when I saw it at my used bookstore, or my ex-used bookstore. That's so sad. This is about racism, and it's contemporary lit fic. Inferno. Dante's Inferno. My boyfriend bought this book, but I plan to read it first. Actually, it'd probably be better if he read it first, because I'm going to annotate the crap out of this when I read it. Classics. This is Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I can't remember if I read or not, but I really would like to read. This is on my TBR. I'm definitely going to read that if I didn't already. Maybe it'll trigger my memory, and if not, awesome. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. My boyfriend also bought this, but I am going to read that for sure, by Douglas Adams. And this is just the first book. But this will go in my sci-fi pile, which sci-fi pile is only 2 books right now. Very sad. All right, we have A Sorceress Comes to Call. Why is there stuff on it? My goodness. Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. Look how beautiful that cover is. I don't know if you can tell, but the gold is like a metallic-y gold. It's not matte. It's got some shimmer to it there. I bought this because the cover is absolutely beautiful and because I think T. Kingfisher has the potential to be one of my favorite writers. Then I got this at the used bookstore, Maze Books. It's in pristine condition. But yeah, I couldn't pass up a chance to get this used. The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik. I don't have the first one. I have not read the first one. This is the second book of the Deadly Education series. I still need to get the first one. But I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get this used for such a good price, you know? Especially when it looks so new. We have more sprayed edges. This is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. Dark academia book that I have heard glowing reviews about, so I'm very excited to read that. And that is the sprayed edges as well. Then we have The Atlas 6. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, which I heard good things about on TikTok, so I bought this actually a few years ago and then just haven't read it. But that's Dark Academia, I believe. So that'll go in the Dark Academia pile. I think it is. And then we have another from the GOAT, Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I haven't read this yet, but I don't know if it's more fantasy or horror. I want to say it's less horror and more fantasy, but I don't know. I'm so afraid I'm just going to knock that over in the middle of the video. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, which I have heard really, really, really great things about this book. I believe it is a series, but I only have the first one because I personally like to buy the first one before buying the whole series, and just in case I don't like it and I don't want to read the rest of the series. Yes, I've heard this is a great fantasy book. Oh yeah, I got that used. I don't know if I said that. This I also got used at Maze Books again. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. Haven't read that, but I believe that's like a classic murder mystery book. Right? It was turned into a movie, wasn't it? Old South. Oh, that's a beautiful page. And then we have, here's the first one. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I have this special collector's edition just because I thought it was really pretty. When I saw it at the bookstore, I hadn't read it yet or anything, but I was like, well, I might as well get the pretty copy, right? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The book, I'll talk about in that other video, like I said before. I thought the book was kind of meh, and I'll tell you why in that video. And we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I haven't read anything by Leigh Bardugo yet, but I know she's very, very popular, and this book is as well. So that's Dark Academia. That's going in that pile. This is V.E. Schwab's A Darker Shade of Magic, which I've heard so much about as well, so excited to read that. Is that a Dark Academia? I know it's like magic in London. Is there academia in it? Then we have Circe by Madeline Miller. I haven't read any of her books yet, but I did buy both Circe and The Song of Achilles, so I plan to read both of those. I know they both are phenomenally popular, like very famously popular. This is not it. I know, you're probably watching, just like hoping for me to knock them over at some point. It says there is only one person corrupt enough to help Anna get to its core. Ramson Quicktongue. That sounds like romantasy to me. A cunning crime lord of the Cerulean underworld, Ramson has sinister plans, though he might have met his match in Anna, because in this story, the princess might be the most dangerous player of all. Romantasy. Okay, back to unboxing stuff now that you can't see me. That's not good. Oh god, I don't really love scooting this across the floor. Okay, whatever, you can still see me, that's fine, right? Okay, now we have more books. A Discovery of Witches. I also got this used. I don't remember the bookstore's name that I got this at, but they also sold used records, like used vinyl, so that was really cool. This is by Deborah Harkness. This is a witch romantasy. Does it bother you that they're not all facing the same way? From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Haven't read this yet. I bought this before I read ACOTAR, and I hear people say that this is actually worse than ACOTAR. I mean, I don't know if that's true. Everybody has different opinions, but I've heard a lot of people say that. And I didn't like ACOTAR that much, so I feel like I probably won't like this, but I'll still give it a shot. Okay, here we go. We have another sci-fi book, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I haven't read this yet, but I am very excited too. This is part of my, well, maybe I changed it, but I was planning to read this for my A to Z challenge that I'm doing. That should also be another video if I ever get around to doing that. Anyway, sci-fi pile. We don't have a lot of room to work with here. All right. Oh, there's like smudgy handprints or something on here. That's nasty. Did I do that? It's like sticky right here. That sucks. But this is The Institute by Stephen King. Is that a horror sci-fi? I feel like it's a horror sci-fi. Then we have a book of the month pick from, I don't know when I got this. November, maybe? Did I already say November for a different book? The Phantasma was September. I skipped October. It's probably November. Road of Bones by Demi Winters. I believe this is romantasy. It's got pretty good reviews, so looking forward to reading that. Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. My mother-in-law got this for me. It was on my wish list. A horror book. Very excited to read. Horror pile is also getting a little precarious. Oh, this is nasty. Look at that. Disgusting. But this was given to me by actually a creepy older dude who was hitting on me, who was dating one of my mom's friends, but he was hitting on me and I was like under 18. Anyway, this is The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. Even though it was given to me in uncomfortable circumstances, I'll still read it because I hold nothing against Stephen King. Okay. Stephen King's You Like It Darker. This is a short story collection that came out recently, that Stephen King published recently, or came out with recently, and what can I say except I'm stoked to read it. I did hear one of the stories is a sequel to Cujo, which I have not read, so I might hold off on reading this until I've read Cujo. We have Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I got this used at like a Goodwill Salvation Army kind of situation. I don't really know what it's about. I think it's like a contemporary mystery, like drama, maybe murder mystery. Explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. We have V.E. Schwab's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. But she makes a deal with the devil, and then she lives forever, and nobody remembers her. Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Oh, you're getting spoilers over there. Haven't read this yet. I heard it was really good at the time that I ordered it, but now a lot of the reviews I'm seeing from people I trust more didn't like this book. So, romantasy though. Still plan to read it. Oh yeah, I meant to put my whole TBR in one category. I'm gonna have to completely reorganize all of this. I did not think this through. Okay, now we have Bloodguard by Ceci Robson. This is a sprayed edges book. I got it from Book of the Month. I'm a simple girl, simple lady. I see sprayed edges, I buy. I don't know. I had to get it because of the sprayed edges and this beautiful, beautiful white cover. I just thought it was so pretty. Have I read any of my sprayed edges? I actually don't think I've read any of them. I'm a little too afraid to get my greasy hands on those sprayed edges. This looks like textbooks here, but we'll do that really quick. Oh, one of them's definitely not textbook, but it's, I mean, kind of. It's fiction, but you'll know what I mean in a moment. But first, we have, oh god, oh that's stuck. Monsters, edited by Brandy Ball Blake and L. Andrew Cooper. This was actually part of my college degree in literature, and I really, really liked it. Alright, this is the book I was, oh, you probably saw it anyway. This is the book I was talking about. That's not a textbook, but like, might as well be, and a lot of, it could be categorized as that, perhaps. House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. This is a horror book, but it's like a multimedia, like experimental art or writing style. It seems very strange and very difficult to read, but I'm intrigued. I got that used. Oh, got a Korean book here, speaking Korean for beginners. That's pretty cool. Oh, I got some homework in there. And I've got situational functional Japanese textbook. Last, I mean, I've got a bunch of notebooks here, but nobody cares about that. So last pile of actual books. This is it. This is the finale for the unboxing. Then I'm gonna put stuff on the shelves. You don't have to stick around for that if you don't want to, but I'll film it anyway in case you do want to. And you can judge me for my lack of organizational skills. Oh, you're getting all the spoilers. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. You already talked about that. I want super popular mythology-based book. Oh, Lord. Very excited to read that. Oh, here we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Very excited to read that as well. I've heard nothing but amazing things about Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I plan to read a lot of her books. I mean, I assume I'll like them. Is there an order to read them in? I don't know. I have this one and nothing else, so I'll probably start with this unless there's a recommended order. Here we have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides? Michaelides? This is a thriller, psychological thriller, or something. I can put that here in the crime pile. Why not? Why not? It's all going on a TBR shelf, actually. These piles meant nothing. The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the Witcher series first book, which is a collection of short stories. So that will go perfectly next to the Dragon Age short story. They're both video game based. They're both short story. Yes. Are you coming in here? Yeah. Nathan, it's a disaster zone.
I see that. Oh my god. You haven't put a book on the shelf yet, Annie.
I know. I think it's going to be two separate videos. I think it's unboxing one video and organizing shelf another video. Okay, now we have Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak, which is a horror book that I've heard is very good, and there's lots of like child drawings in here, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't look at that yet, just in case that's a spoiler or something, but very excited to read. Nice horror book. Love good horror. Oh, that was a jump scare right there. Speaking of horror, girl, just be cool. Don't be all like uncool. Be quiet. Hopefully I'm on the last book, girl. This is the last one, the grand finale. If my dog will stop barking. Okay, we have Uprooted by Naomi Novik. You may have seen I have the Deadly Education second book, in this collection already. Or by the same author. That doesn't make any sense. I have another book by the same author that you saw me open. It was the Deadly Education second book. Yeah. So this is a fantasy book about a girl who gets stolen away to live with a old wizard guy, or magical man, and she does magic. I know Leonie talks about that book a lot, so she likes that one, and I like watching her videos, so I'm gonna read that. Anyway, we've made it through unboxing all of these books. How many was that? That was a ton of books. I was planning to organize my library, my shelves in this same video, but I have literally spent like an hour and a half filming. So I think I'm gonna have to separate it into 2 videos, probably. If that's the case, then please come back and watch my follow-up video of organizing my shelves. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in, you can see where I decided to categorize all of these books and how massive my TBR truly is. It's bad. I also have, this is just my physical TBR. We got other stuff, and we're not talking about that. Anyway, I'll show you really quick what these piles on the floor look like, and then you can come back. Let's take a gander. Wow. This is what we're working with. It's a lot. My books are gonna go on that shelf there. I'll probably try to decorate them as well. I also have a cart. That cart was for my TBR books, but now my TBR has grown so massive that they're just not gonna fit on that cart. Now I don't know what I'm gonna use that cart for. All right, so thank you so much for watching this very long video of unboxing all of my books, and hopefully you found some interesting things that you like in my library, and maybe you'll stick around to hear my thoughts on some of these that I've read, or maybe you'll be able to tell me what you think I should read next, and it would be so fun to connect with you over books that we both enjoy. I hope you enjoyed seeing every single book that I own. This is just the beginning. This was just the beginning. I will see you in my next video. If you like this, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. And yeah, that would really help me out, as I am a new booktuber starting my journey, and it would just be really nice. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!